The following is a special presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. All right, my name is Ron Juckett. Got a request for an instructional video today, and so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to install a season in Strat-o-Matic football. Works also for basketball and hockey as well. How to set up a league schedule in football and all that, because it can get rather confusing. It's not the most intuitive software in the world, but it works. But the key part is trying to get around the mental block that is the confusion of trying to set something up in Strat-o-Matic PC football. So without further ado, the key thing is with any of the Strat football, basketball, and hockey products is that any new season installation needs to come from within the install program, as opposed to the baseball game, which allows you to install a roster from within the game. It doesn't work for football, basketball, or hockey. So we're going to walk you through how to do it for football. And so again, you find your installation program, and then we stop right here. There are things that you need to uncheck because you don't need to reinstall everything. In fact, if you install a season over what you already have, you're going to take away everything you got, and hopefully because you don't want to burn your authorization code with that. So this is just, we're going to install this one season that I purchased to do this video with. Okay, so uncheck Strat Football. Uncheck shortcuts are already there. Uncheck latest season. Do select the decade you bought the season for. For me, I bought 2018. Hit that. Hit next. It tells you where it's going to go, which is on your C drive. Strat-o-Matic football. It requires 22 megabytes for a season. Install. Look, it's already done. That's it. That's how you install the season. Now next, we'll go into the game and I'll show you how to authorize to a point and how to set up a schedule and all that. All right, so open up the file called League Manager. You should have a shortcut already on your computer anyway. You don't want to open the football game itself. For whatever reason, they turned this into two different programs, as opposed to one for the baseball, the basketball, and the hockey, where you could all do this from inside the game. Football is different. So what you're going to do is go to League, go to New, and then choose the season that you own, that you're going to do this for. And so in this case, it's going to be 2018. Name it. You want to see what rules are there. I don't usually touch these things. Penalties. You can check player over usage, but this is where you'd set it up for the season. Use the quarterback starter file if you want quarterback over usage or not. Limit over usage for all. Running back fatigue, home field advantage. Those come unchecked, and I just leave it there. Linebacker run containment, that's automatically checked. Low usage running back containment, that's not checked. Use individualized fumble ratings. Since I like to play pretty much a pure card and dice game, I don't do the individualized fumble ratings. You can choose to not allow exceeding the longest run or the longest reception. So if somebody had a 23-yard run as their longest run, the game will not, you can check that so the game won't exceed that. I'm of the school that as soon as you take the virtual rubber bands off the cards, all things are possible. I leave those unchecked. So reception and wide receiver longest reception, those remain unchecked. Exhausted running backs will get injured. Nope, I don't have that. Do not allow quarterbacks to get injured. That is also unchecked. Use split defensive ratings if you know how the cards work. Usually one play result on the offensive cards, We'll use a split, and certainly on a interception or fumble chance, that will be a split too. Dump off rule is checked. Updated sack rule is checked. In-game rest system is checked. Emphasize 6 rated linebackers. I do not use the great player impact rule. I have no idea what that is. Looser substitution restrictions. I don't have that checked. Empty flat pass is equals guessed wrong. That is checked. I use variable field goal rule. I don't touch any of these. Quarterback and run limits. That is checked. Use actual team interception returns. That remains unchecked. Historical team pace. That's probably pretty critical because you want that clock to run, especially if you want to do cross-arrow player, which you can. You can either do variable pass interference yardage, consider flat pass as runs. That counts for the defense, or use the yards after catch. Again, I'm not changing any of these. Rules for the years, you could use the home team rules if you're going cross-arrow. I have no injuries, and so we're just going to leave that for that. So that's what it's going to do. As soon as I hit OK, it's going to create the real schedule for the given season based on the year that I gave it. And it's only going to give you the years that you actually own. So it's only going to do two. You can call the league whatever you want. And so since it's 2018, NFL 2018, and for me, that's pretty much going to be the stock replay from all that. And you can base it on an existing season, and you can create a custom league with stock teams, and you can do the Draft-O-Matic with it. We're not going to get into that today, but you can do it. Okay. So it gives you one more chance to verify you got everything here. The league name, which is NFL 2018, based on 2018, and this is a regular non-email stock league. It's your base league. And now I'm going to pause while I authorize the league. Now that I've authorized the league, it will let me have access to the data files. So it's creating all the teams, and you'll see there on the right that Thursday night game, Atlanta and Philadelphia. So it will give you the correct NFL schedule. So if I clicked on games of Sunday, September 9th, 2018, it'll give me the full schedule. You can change the names of all that if you want. Jacksonville with the Giants, Tampa at New Orleans, Cincinnati at Indianapolis, Buffalo, Baltimore, Tennessee at Miami, Houston, New England, blah, 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 blah. So that's how it works. It does it by day. All right, so now we go to schedule. And I want to start the season. So it validates that all the rosters are good, like so. No problems found. And so now I can determine what here. Now, if I just wanted to do an autoplay replay, I would just leave this blank and let the computer go to work on it. Who was I going to pick for 2018? Obviously I want New England. So you click on the team, hit the manual button, and now I can manually autoplay all the New England games. This is the year that they play the Rams in the Super Bowl. So I click the Rams, set those to manual. Kansas City, Mahomes. That's the reason I bought this season. Manual. And I believe the Rams played San Francisco in the NFC Championship game. There. So now, for everyone else, I can do autoplay, which would automatically play the games. You can set them to ignore, which would be you decide whether you want to play the game or not, or manual for teams that you definitely want to play. So we'll just set the rest of this for autoplay and hit OK. And so if I wanted to set the game status for this, Washington, Arizona, Buffalo, Baltimore, Dallas, Carolina, it is the real schedule, and you can pick and choose what it is you want to play. So I picked 4 teams. So Kansas City at the Raiders, Tennessee, San Francisco at Minnesota, Houston at New England, and the Rams at Oakland. Oh, the Los Angeles AFC being the Chargers, because I'm really so you can set up that way. You can just play 1 week. You can change the default status by teams. You can set all the games to autoplay, manual, or ignore. You could play the full season out just like this. I'm not going to do anything with it, but that's how you get it after you set the schedule. So let's say you want to see a team card. So I've got Kansas City selected here, and you can see Kansas City's schedule for the year, the dates that they played, and they're all manuals. So if I wanted to do the entire Mahomes season, I could do that. I go to team, I go to notebook. So that's what they're. If you wanted to mod it, that's how you would. So it shows you the end zones and all the markers. The real life numbers 12 and 4. They scored 565 points. And this is what you want to see. You want to see Mr. Oh, that's their defense. Um, well, how the hell did I do that? Hold on 1 sec. So if you want to see an individual player card, click on the team, click on Manage Team, find who you want to look at, and as soon as I find him, Patrick Mahomes. And so it shows you his overall numbers. Shows you what position he plays. That's his run card. So the split would be on the 9. He can do a line buck, he can do an end run, but those are limited, remember. And so 6 and an 8 is a short gain. Oh, goodness. And on a must run, the lower the dice roll, the better. But you're not here to see his run card. You're here to see his passing card. And on an 8, on a long pass, right or wrong, it's a long gain. In fact, on a wrong, it's a long gain on a 10. So that's how you look at someone's card. Manage players, click on the team, and whatever. And so if you follow the Digital Dice Facebook group and all that, and once in a while I'll post a card if I buy a new team set. I mean, look at the flat pass. That's just incredible. And so, I mean, for a center, there's no card. Okay. It does it all for there, but he really technically doesn't have a card. And since we're right here, we'll show you Mr. Brady's card. That's what you want to see. So that's Tom Brady's 2018 card with New England. That short pass isn't very good either. Incomplete on a 7 for both short and long. 8 gets you the long gain. So that's how the cards work. That's how you get to the cards. And for, let's say you want to see a season that's already in play and look at some stats, you go to open, we'll do 81 because I've started to play that. Click on a team, Cincinnati, and you can pull up the stats right there. So It keeps track of a lot of different things for you. Um, just the one game, and it gives it in that format where you can send it to a cloud or a blog or print or what have you. And it keeps track of all this. If you look at reports, this will be the league leader report. And again, I haven't even finished the first week yet. But again, it's all in the league manager. So, passing stats, receiving average, number of catches, receiving yardage, rushing attempts, rushing average, rushing touchdowns, rushing yardage, interceptions, kicker points scored, kickoff return average. Keeps track of a lot. It's not as neat and tidy as I don't think as it is for some of the other sports, but each one is different. Okay, so it shows you what I've played and what I haven't played. All right, now let's go to. So that's all in the league manager. Once you've established the league, you don't need to use a league manager anymore. Okay, for what you want. You picked up the teams you want to play. You can set up another league. We can do that. Let's select 94. And I can just go now, if you just want a quick sim a season, you can. And you can have as many leagues as you want based on that. You can move around stock teams and all that. But all right, so if you just wanted a quick sim a league, here's how we do it. Go to schedule, start season, everyone gets a validation. Again, you can have as many copies of a league as you want. This won't mess up anything else. I want all on autoplay. Okay? Want to do the full season? Bam. And now I'll pause while it does its thing. Okay, so that took about 22 minutes to do, but there would be the final standings of an autoplay 1994 regular season replay. Played every single game. And I didn't realize that Cleveland was that good. So if you're looking to see if you're about whatever team you want to play, you could just kind of take 20 minutes, go get a sandwich, have it play out, and that's what one run through gets you, or just look up at Pro Football Reference. And just because we already have it open, league leaders, entire league. This is not the fastest thing in the world. All right, so Drew Bledsoe threw it 727 times. Jeff George, 652. Bledsoe led the league in completions. Jeff George second. Quarterback rating: Steve Young, Troy Aikman, Warren Moon, Jim Everett. Are we surprised at this? Dan Marino threw for 36 touchdown passes. Too bad they were only 8-8 and they would they have been on a wild card game? They would have been a wild card at 8-8 with Pittsburgh and New England. That's right, because Buffalo and Cleveland would have gotten the byes. How about that? Drew Bledsoe would have thrown for almost 5,000 yards. Steve Young threw for almost 8 yards a pass. Henry Allard with the Redskins, 20.8 yards per catch. Vincent Ultimate Brisby at 18.3. There's a name you haven't heard in a while. Jerry Rice and Terrence Mathis, 100 catches. Derek Alexander for Cleveland at 14 and 2. How about that? 15 touchdown catches. Henry Ellard, 1,453 receiving yards. Natron Means Business with 347 rushing attempts. Marshall Falk with 336. And Chris Warren led the league with 1,732 rushing yards. Rod Woodson, 10 picks. Fuad Reves of Minnesota with 142 points. Matt Barr was still kicking. Wow. Herschel Walker with kickoff return average. Dave Meggett, punt return average. Wayne Martin, Rob Burnett, Dana Stubblefield, all with 16 sacks. Byron Evans for Philadelphia with 152. So it takes about 20 minutes to run a full modern season, but you get all those nice results and numbers and this, that, and the other thing. Okay, so now how do you open up a game from within the game itself? This is when you open up Strat-o-Matic football itself. Now, there are a number of things here. You can go into any league that you've selected. So in this case, NFL 2018. Where'd my games go? Where'd my games go? All right, so we'll open up 81. Apparently, I didn't save any information for the 2018. So it gives you the option of playing the games that you have chosen to play. Now, it lists home team first and away team second, which is confusing as anything. So I had started the Cleveland-San Diego game. And so if I wanted to resume that in progress, I would hit the auto-save 2 and then hit launch. So I was launching a save game. If I wanted to start a game over again, or another game, let's say I wanted to do Detroit and San Francisco, it tells me I want to launch a new game, and then you hit launch where the pointer is. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to start it, because I'll lose the Cleveland-San Diego game I started. But that's how you go pick a game. So once you pick your season schedule and the teams you want to play, they're going to pop up in the new game, and you just choose which one you want to play. Now, if you set everything to ignore, I'm pretty sure it'll do just give you the option of whatever games that you want. But if I want to do like a local game, like an exhibition game, that's a local game. And I can choose any two teams I own for that. Okay? So let's say I wanted to do the 63 Patriots and we zip through and the 2018 Rams. Boom, that's it. It's all set. Tell it which team you want to auto play, because you really can only really play one team in Strat, because the whole point of calling defense is not really knowing what the offense calls. I can set that, and you're good to go. Double check the rules that you want. In this case, it's the home team rules. I would click OK. Then you click launch. Once you get your two teams set, launch. And again, that's just an exhibition game. That's on the local. So hopefully this has done a decent job of showing you what it is, how to get set up playing Strat football. And in the next video, if you guys are interested, we'll run a couple series using the cards, manual cards and dice entry into the system. But for now, that's how you get there. You pick your season. You pick the two teams that you want to play in a game. Let's say Dallas and the Giants, for instance. And whatever it is, you hit launch once you have those teams established. Again, you don't need to reinstall over old seasons or seasons you have going on. All you need to do is install the season where I showed you. It has to come from the install program. It doesn't make any sense to me, but that's how they do it. And you can pretty much tell that Strat football is meant to be a multiplayer experience. However, it plays great solo, and hopefully after this, you get a handle of how to at least get going into a game and all that. For now, I'm Ron Chuckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time.